The priest tried to hide his sin, until I became the one temptation he couldn't resist. The confessional booth smelled like polished oak and old secrets, the kind that clung to the air like cigarette smoke after a long night. I knelt there in the dim light, my knees pressing into the worn kneeler, heart hammering against my ribs like it wanted to bust out and run. Father Elias's voice came through the lattice screen, low and steady, that Midwestern drawl wrapping around words like forgive and mercy, as if they were lifelines. But today, it cracked just a hair when I whispered my own sins. Nothing big, just the usual ache of being 28 in a town too small to swallow its own shadows. Loving men in a place where God and gossip walked hand in hand. Father, I said, my voice barely above the creak of the booth. It's not just the wanting. It's the way it twists inside you, like a knife you can't pull out. Silence stretched, thick as the humidity outside on that sticky June morning. I could hear him shift, the rustle of his cassock like dry leaves underfoot, and then a sigh, deep and ragged, the sound of a man wrestling angels in the dark. God sees all, Alex, he murmured finally, but there was no judgment in it, just a weariness that mirrored my own. He forgives what we can't forgive ourselves. When I stepped out, blinking into the nave where sunlight slanted through high windows like golden accusations. He was there by the altar, tall and broad-shouldered, his face half turned away. 40 years old, give or take, with salt and pepper hair cropped close and eyes the color of storm clouds over Lake Michigan. He was the rock of St. Mary's, the priest who'd buried my grandma last spring and blessed the high school grads with a smile that lit up the whole damn county. But I saw it then, that flicker in his gaze as it met mine. Guilt, hunger, a sin he buried deeper than any sermon. I shouldn't have lingered. The air hummed with the distant toll of the bell tower, 12 chimes marking noon, and the faint scent of beeswax candles mingling with the earthy tang of fresh-cut grass from the graveyard outside. But my feet rooted, and his hand brushed mine as he passed a hymnal. Accidental, sure, but the spark jumped like live wire, his skin warm and calloused from years of gripping the pulpit. "Stay for lunch?" he asked, voice casual as lake wind, but his eyes begged. I nodded, throat tight, because in that moment, I knew. This was the hook, the pull that would drag us both under. We ate in the rectory kitchen, simple fare, ham sandwiches on rye, potato salad from the church ladies' potluck leftovers. The room was all faded yellow walls and linoleum floors sticky underfoot, the fridge humming like a guilty conscience. He talked about the parish, the new organ fund drive, his voice steady but his fork scraping the plate too loud, echoing in the quiet. I watched his hands, strong fingers that had anointed the sick and baptized babies, now trembling just enough to notice. "You ever feel like you're drowning in plain sight, Father?" I said it soft, testing, the words slipping out with the steam from my coffee. He froze, cup halfway to his lips, and the clink when he set it down rang like a dropped coin in an empty well. "Every day, son." His eyes met mine then, raw and unguarded, the blue depths swirling with something forbidden. The air thickened, charged with the unspoken. The way his gaze traced my jaw, lingered on my mouth. I felt it low in my gut, that heat uncoiling, the same one that had driven me to confession in the first place. Outside, a cardinal trilled in the maple tree, sharp and insistent, like nature mocking our silence. That afternoon, I fixed the leaky faucet in the sacristy, tools clanging on the stone floor while he hovered, handing me wrenches with fingers that brushed mine too often. Sweat beaded on his forehead, trickling down to dampen his collar, and the air grew heavy with the metallic tang of pipe water and his cologne. Sandalwood, faint but intoxicating. "You're good with your hands, Alex," he said, voice husky, and I laughed it off. But inside, my pulse thundered. When the job was done, water gurgling clear into the basin, he clapped my shoulder, firm, lingering, and the touch burned through my shirt like branded iron. By evening, as the sun dipped low, painting the sky in bruised purples over cornfields. I walked home down gravel roads that crunched under my boots. The air cooled, carrying the low hum of crickets starting their chorus, and the scent of rain on the wind. But his face haunted me, that hidden fracture in his piety. Father Elias, the man who'd taken vows to God and the church, hiding a sin that mirrored my own. And me? Just a graphic designer scraping by on freelance gigs from Chicago firms, sketching logos in a rented room above the diner, loving in shadows because this town, with its Friday fish fries and Sunday potlucks, didn't brook deviations from the script. That night, sleep evaded me. The ceiling fan whirred lazy circles, stirring the stale air thick with the ghost of his touch. I tossed, sheets tangling like restraints, heart aching with the what-ifs. Little did I know, across town in the rectory's sparse bedroom, white walls, crucifix over the headboard. He lay awake too, fists clenched in prayer, whispering Hail Marys that dissolved into my name on his lips. The sin he hid wasn't just desire. It was me, blooming like a weed in the cracks of his faith. Days blurred into a rhythm of stolen moments. I'd volunteer for odd jobs, mowing the church lawn, the mower's growl drowning out my thoughts while he watched from the porch, Bible in hand but eyes elsewhere. The grass clippings stuck to my sneakers, green and sticky, and once, as I wiped sweat from my brow, he brought me lemonade, ice clinking in the glass, condensation dripping like tears. Our fingers touched again, deliberate this time, and he didn't pull away. "Alex," he breathed, the word a confession, his breath warm against my ear in the humid shade. The town buzzed oblivious, barbecues in backyards where charcoal smoke curled lazy into blue skies, kids shrieking on swing sets, the diner filling with farmers in John Deere caps nursing black coffee. But under it all, tension coiled like a spring. Mrs. Hargrove cornered me at the grocery, her cart rattling with canned soups, eyes sharp as she asked about my intentions with the parish work. "Father Elias speaks highly of you," she said, voice syrupy with suspicion. I mumbled something about community, but inside, panic fluttered, wings against a cage. One humid Thursday, thunder grumbled distant over the plains, the sky bruising to slate. I found him in the empty church after Vespers, kneeling at the rail, head bowed. The pews creaked under my weight as I approached, the air cool and echoing with the patter of first rain on the roof. "Father!" My voice echoed too loud, boots scuffing the runner. He looked up, face pale in the flickering candlelight, shadows dancing like demons on the walls. "Go, Alex, please." But his eyes pleaded the opposite, dark and stormy, mirroring the gale outside. Rain lashed the windows now, wind howling through cracks, and I knelt beside him, close enough to feel the heat radiating from his body. Our shoulders brushed, and he shuddered, a low groan escaping like steam from a kettle. This is wrong," he whispered, but his hand found mine in the gloom, fingers lacing tight, pulse racing under my thumb. In that moment, with lightning cracking the sky and thunder rumbling like God's own wrath, I knew we'd crossed the line. The mouth-wan chin hung between us. His vows, ironclad and eternal, against the fire we'd ignited, wild and consuming. He pulled away first, breath ragged, standing abrupt with a creak of joints. "Pray for me," he said, voice breaking, and fled into the storm, cassock flapping like a flag of surrender. I stayed, rain drumming a frantic tattoo, the scent of wet earth seeping in. My heart pounded, a drumbeat of longing and fear. This wasn't just temptation. It was salvation, twisted and raw. And as the storm raged, I wondered if he felt it too, the pull that promised to unravel us both. The days after the storm felt like walking on cracked ice, every step a risk of plunge. Father Elias avoided me at first, services where he'd nod from the pulpit, voice booming scriptures on temptation and restraint, but his eyes skimming past like I was just another face in the pews. The church smelled of damp stone and wilted flowers from the altar vases, petals browning at the edges like forgotten promises. I'd sit in the back, sketchpad on knee, pencil scratching idle lines, a curve of jaw, a shadowed eye, while the organ wheezed hymns that twisted in my chest. But avoidance cracked under pressure. One muggy afternoon, the parish hall buzzed with the bake sale prep, air thick with sugar and cinnamon from cooling pies on wire racks. Ladies in floral aprons chattered over coffee urns hissing steam, their laughter sharp as shattering glass. I hauled boxes of donated goods, cardboard scraping my palms raw, when he appeared in the doorway, sleeves rolled up, forearms corded with vein. "Alex, a hand with the tables?" His voice was even, but the way he said my name, soft at the edges, sent heat pooling low. We worked side by side, folding cloths that smelled of mothballs and lavender starch, our elbows brushing in the narrow space. The hall's fluorescent buzzed overhead, casting harsh shadows on his face, highlighting the fine lines etched by years of solitary nights. "I prayed," he said low, when the others drifted to the kitchen, clatter of dishes fading. "All night, but your face, it haunts the silence." His hand grazed my wrist as he passed a staple gun, staple popping like a gunshot, and I caught his fingers, holding them there, skin to skin, pulse sinking in the quiet. Outside, cicadas droned in the heat, a relentless hum that matched the blood rushing in my ears. "Then stop fighting it, Elias." I used his name without the title, bold as sin, and his breath hitched, eyes widening like I'd struck him. For a heartbeat, the world narrowed to that touch, the callus on his thumb rough against my vein, the faint salt of sweat on his skin. Then voices swelled from the hall, and he yanked back, face flushing crimson under the tan. That night, I drove out to the lake, gravel spitting under tires as the pickup rattled down the access road. The water lapped dark and restless at the shore, moonlight silvering the ripples, air cool with the mineral tang of algae and fish. I skipped stones, each plunk echoing my turmoil, until headlights pierced the gloom. His old Ford, unmistakable with the street Christopher medal dangling from the mirror. He stepped out, collar undone, shirt untucked, looking every inch the man beneath the priest. "Couldn't stay away," he admitted, voice gravelly, hands shoved in pockets as he approached. We walked the bank, feet crunching shale, the only sounds our breaths and the occasional loon call slicing the night. He talked then, words tumbling like loose rocks. Growing up in this same town, seminary in Chicago where the city lights drowned doubts, vows taken in a chapel that smelled of incense and fear. "I thought I could bury it," he said, stopping to face me, wind tugging his hair. "The wanting, men in the shadows of my mind. But you, God help me, Alex, you're everywhere." I reached for him, tentative, my palm cupping his jaw, stubble rasping like sandpaper. His eyes fluttered shut, a sigh escaping deep from his chest, vibrating through me. Our lips met then, hesitant at first, soft, tasting of coffee and regret, then hungry, his hands fisting my shirt, pulling me close. The kiss deepened, tongues tangling with a desperation born of denial, the lake's chill forgotten in the fire between us. He groaned into my mouth, low and broken, the sound unraveling me, my fingers threading his hair, tugging just enough to elicit another gasp. We broke apart gasping, foreheads pressed, breaths mingling hot and ragged. Rain started again, fine mist that beaded on his lashes like tears. "This is madness," he whispered, but his arms stayed locked around my waist, body trembling not from cold. I traced his lip with my thumb, swollen from our fervor. "It's life, Elias. Real, beating life." He drove me home in silence, wipers slapping rhythm on the windshield, radio murmuring country ballads about lost loves. At my door, under the porch light buzzing with moths, he lingered, hand on the gearshift white-knuckled. "Tomorrow," he said, voice a promise, eyes dark with resolve. I nodded, slipping inside to the empty room where my bed waited, sheets cool against fevered skin. Sleep came fitful, dreams of his mouth on mine, his whispers in the confessional turning profane. Morning brought clarity's cruel edge. At Mass, he preached on David's fall with Bathsheba, voice thundering accusations that felt aimed straight at us. The congregation murmuring amens while I sat frozen, coffee bitter on my tongue from the hurried breakfast. Afterward, in the vestibule thick with handshakes and hellos, he cornered me by the holy water font, fingers brushing as he passed the aspergillum. Rectory. 7. The words were clipped, urgent water droplets scattering like spilled secrets. I arrived as dusk bled into night, fireflies winking in the yard like conspirators. The rectory door creaked open, and he pulled me in, mouth crashing on mine before it shut. We stumbled through the hall, past framed saints staring judgmental, into his study. Bookshelves groaning under tomes, desk cluttered with sermon notes fluttering like startled birds. He pressed me against the wall, kisses bruising, hands roaming with a priest's forbidden fervor. Over my chest, down my sides, thumbs hooking my belt with a clink that echoed sin. Clothes shed in a frenzy, pooling on the rug worn threadbare by penitent knees. His body was solid, marked by faded scars from boyhood falls, chest hair silvering, muscles honed from farm work before the cloth. I mapped him with lips and tongue, tasting salt and sanctity, his moans filling the room. Deep, guttural, a litany of my name. Alex. Oh God, Alex. He arched under me on the leather couch, creaking protest, the air heavy with musk and the faint vanilla of candle wax from his night prayers. We moved together, urgent and reverent, skin sliding slick with sweat, breath sinking in ragged harmony. His eyes locked on mine, vulnerable, the blue depths stripped bare. No hiding now, just us, raw and real. Release came crashing, a wave that left us shuddering, tangled. The only sound our slowing hearts and the tick of the mantel clock marking forbidden hours. After, we lay spent, his head on my chest, fingers tracing idle patterns on my thigh. The window-framed stars pricking the black, crickets chirping a lullaby outside. What now? I whispered, voice hoarse, dread coiling despite the bliss. He tensed, sigh warm against my skin. I don't know, but leaving you, that's the real sin. Dawn crept in rosy-fingered, birdsong filtering through curtains. We dressed in silence, touches lingering. A kiss to the shoulder, a brush of knuckles. As I slipped out, the town stirring with milk trucks rumbling and roosters crowing. His whisper followed, "Come back tonight." I nodded, heart full and fracturing, knowing each step deepened the chasm. But secrets fester in small towns. Whispers started, eyes at the diner over pie slices, a sidelong glance from the barber as he snipped hair with scissors snick. Elias preached harder, sermons laced with fire on purity, but his gaze sought mine in the crowd, a beacon in the storm. Summer thickened like molasses, heat waves shimmering off blacktop roads where semis barreled past with diesel growls, hauling corn to silos groaning underweight. The parish fair loomed, tents popping up on the green like whitecaps on a sea of trampled grass, air buzzing with generators and the sizzle of bratwurst on grills. Elias threw himself into it, hammering stakes with swings that echoed his inner fury, sweat soaking his shirt to translucence, clinging like a second skin. I helped where I could, stringing lights that twinkled premature in daylight, bulbs warm under my palms. Our nights blurred into ritual. After dark, I'd park a block away, gravel crunching cautious under tires, slip into the rectory like a thief. The door always waited ajar, a sliver of lamplight spilling invitation. Inside, urgency met tenderness. His mouth claiming mine with a hunger sharpened by day's denial, hands that had held communion wafers now gripping my hips, guiding with a reverence that bordered worship. We'd make love on the narrow bed, spring's squeaking protest under our rhythm, sheets twisting damp, the air redolent of him, sandalwood soap and the deeper earthiness of release. One night, post-climax glow fading, we lay entwined, his breath feathering my neck in even cadence. Moonlight slanted through blinds, striping his face in silver and shadow. "Tell me about before?" I murmured, fingers combing his damp hair, the strands coarse as wire. He stiffened, sigh rumbling chest deep. "Seminary. A roommate. Tall like you, with hands that sketched instead of prayed." His voice dipped low, confessional. One night, after Vespers, the dorm silent but for snores, we crossed lines, woke to regret, vows renewed in tears. Buried it deep but it festers, Alex, like original sin. I turned, propping on elbow, studying the vulnerability etching his features. Crow's feet deepening, lips parted on unspoken pleas. "It's not sin," I said fierce, thumb tracing his brow. "It's you. Us." He captured my hand, kissing the knuckles with lips soft and trembling, eyes glistening. "Then why does it feel like drowning?" The question hung, heavy as the humid air, answered only by our renewed joining. Slow this time, exploratory, mapping scars and sighs until dawn pinked the horizon. The fair dawned chaotic, sky a vast blue dome unbroken by clouds, heat rising in waves that warped the air. Booths hawked funnel cakes, dusted powdered sugar that stuck to sticky fingers, cotton candy dissolving on tongues in sweet blur. Kids shrieked on the Ferris wheel's groan, cars rumbling the midway with tinny calliope tunes. Elias manned the raffle booth, sleeves rolled, smile practiced for parishioners queuing with tickets fluttering like anxious moths. I wandered, sketching the scene in quick strokes, his profile against the barker's bark, tension coiling his shoulders. Trouble brewed subtle. Father O'Malley from the next county over, visiting for the blessing, clapped Elias's back too hearty, eyes lingering shrewd. "Heard whispers, brother. That designer boy keeps close, eh?" Elias's laugh boomed false, hand steady on the prize wheel's spin, clacking to a halt on a stuffed bear. But later, by the duck pond where plastic mallards bobbed lazy, he found me, face ashen under the tan. "They're watching," he hissed, voice urgent over the quack of recorded calls. "We have to cool it." My gut twisted, cold despite the swelter. "Cool it? After." He silenced me with a grip on my arm, fingers bruising, eyes darting to a cluster of church ladies fanning themselves with programs. "My collar, Alex. It's not just cloth. It's chains." The words landed like punches, each one echoing the chasm widening between desire and duty. I yanked free, storming to the beer tent where foam sloshed mugs and laughter slurred loose. Hours later, as fireworks cracked overhead in bursts of red and gold, painting the night in fleeting glory, he sought me out behind the grandstand. The booms muffled our words, sulfur scent sharp in nostrils. "I'm sorry," he said, pulling me into shadow, mouth hot on mine in apology. We kissed fierce, hands frantic under shirts, the distant oohs and ahs masking his moan when I palmed him through denim. But fireworks fade, and so did the moment. He pulled back, eyes tormented. "This ends us both." Rage boiled, hot and irrational. "Or saves us." I shoved him away, chest heaving, the echo of explosions mirroring my heart's detonation. He stood there, disheveled, firelight flickering guilt across his face, as I melted into the crowd, bodies pressing anonymous. Sleep that night was fitful, window open to cricket chorus and the faint pop of lingering strays. Dreams tangled, his body arching under mine, morphing to chains rattling, his face dissolving in confessional smoke. Morning brought hangover haze, coffee bitter as regret, the diner counter sticky under elbows where locals jawed about the fair's hall. Elias called mid-afternoon, voice strained over the line's crackle. Church. Now. I went dread-pooling like storm water. The nave empty, dust motes dancing in shafts of light. He paced the aisle, cassock swirling. I confessed it all to O'Malley, he blurted, stopping abrupt, hands raking hair. Told him it's nothing, just friendship. But he sees Alex. They all will. I crossed to him, arms encircling despite the risk. His body sagging into mine with a groan that vibrated bone deep. Then run with me? I whispered, lips to his temple, tasting salt. Chicago. Start over. He shuddered, clinging, the scent of incense clinging to him like accusation. Can't. The flock. God. But his kiss said otherwise, desperate, teeth nipping lip in frustration. We tumbled to a pew, the wood hard under knees, his weight pinning me in exquisite pressure. Clothes hiked hasty, we moved with frantic grace, thrusts sinking to whispered pleas, breaths hitching on sacrilege. Climax ripped through us silent, bodies quaking, the only witness stained glass saints gazing indifferent. After, disentangling slow, he straightened collar with trembling fingers. One more night, he vowed, eyes fierce. Then we decide. I nodded, sealing it with a kiss that tasted of goodbye. The town turned autumnal early that year, leaves crisping gold underfoot, air sharpening with wood smoke from chimneys puffing lazy. Parish life ramped, harvest festival planning, his sermons softening to themes of grace, voice lilting with hidden hope. But shadows lengthened. Anonymous notes slipped under my door, typed words stark. Leave before you drag him to hell. Heart slamming, paper crumpling in fist. I burned it in the sink, flame dancing blue, acrid smoke stinging eyes. Confronted him that eve, note ashes in pocket like talisman. His face drained, hands cupping mine cold. I know who, he said grim, jaw tight. O'Malley. He's calling the bishop. Panic surged, metallic on tongue. We leave tonight. He nodded, resolve hardening eyes to steel. Pack light. Meet at the lake midnight. Hours crawled, clock ticking accusatory. Bag zipped quiet over essentials. Sketches, clothes, the watch his fingers had lingered on. Dusk fell velvet, stars pricking early. As I slipped out, truck keys jangling, nerve jangled. The lake waited mirror still, moon path silver across water. His headlights swept, engine cutting with a sigh. He emerged, duffel slung, face set determined. Ready. My nod pulled him close, kiss sealing packed, his hum vibrating approval. We drove north, radio low with blues wailing heartache, miles unspooling under tires hum. Dawn broke over dunes, Lake Michigan vast and forgiving, as Chicago's skyline loomed, towers glinting promise. But in the rear view, doubt flickered. Had we escaped, or just postponed the fall? Chicago swallowed us whole, a beast of steel and neon that roared indifferent to our flight. We crashed in a Wicker Park walk-up, third-floor studio with peeling wallpaper and a mattress on the floor that sagged under our weight. The air hummed with city pulse, sirens wailing distant, L trains rumbling overhead like thunder on rails, the scent of garlic and exhaust wafting from street vendors below. Elias shed the cassock for jeans and flannel, looking younger, freer, his laugh loosening in the chaos. Mornings, I'd wake to his coffee brewing, rich and dark, steam curling lazy as he sketched breakfast. Eggs sizzling in the pan, toast popping golden. No sermons today, he'd quip, plating with a flourish, eyes twinkling mischief. We'd eat cross-legged on the rug, knees bumping, talking dreams deferred. His for architecture before the call, mine for gallery shows that never materialized. His hand would find mine mid-sentence, thumb circling soothing, the touch grounding in the whirlwind. Nights blurred intimate, bodies entwining slow, exploratory, his mouth tracing collarbones with kisses that raised gooseflesh, breaths mingling in the dim glow of street lamps filtering blinds. Love you, he'd murmur first time, voice rough with wonder. Buried in my neck post-climax, sweat cooling sticky. I echoed it, heart swelling, fingers carding his hair silver-streaked. The city outside partied on. Bass thumping from bars, laughter spilling late. But our world narrowed to skin and size, a sanctuary carved from abandonment. Work steadied. I freelanced from coffee shops reeking of espresso and burnt milk, laptop keys clacking amid hipster chatter. Elias waitered at a dive near Boys Town, trays balancing with grace born of altar service, tips jingling pockets. Evenings, he'd recount tales, drunks slurring propositions, the drag queen who winked and called him Father Handsome. His mimicry drawing my laughter till sides ached. But cracks spidered subtle. Sleepless nights, he'd pace the creaky boards, crucifix chain, kept, not discarded, twisting fingers. Vows echo. He'd confess at 3 a.m., voice hollow, city rain pattering window like judgment. I'd pull him back to bed, legs tangling reassuring, whispers chasing ghosts. You're free now. But freedom chafed. Letters arrived postmarked diocese, sealed wax stern, words blurring under his gaze. Suspension pending inquiry, flock adrift without shepherd. Autumn deepened, leaves skittering gutters and gusts that nipped cheeks raw. Lakeshore Drive choked with traffic honking impatient. We walked the pier one windy eve, waves crashing froth white, gulls wheeling cries sharp. He stopped midway, wind whipping collar open, eyes fixed horizon. Miss it sometimes, the ritual, the purpose. His voice cracked, hand squeezing mine till knuckles blanched. I turned him, cupping face wind-chapped. Purpose is here. Us. Kiss sealed it, salt tanged, waves applauding crash. Tension peaked at a Boys Town bar, rainbow flags snapping breeze, air thick with cologne and spilled beer. We danced close, bodies swaying to pulsing bass, his hips grinding mine in rhythm that heated blood. Strangers eyed approving, but a face from the past, seminary classmate, now circuit rider, spotted us, beer foaming forgotten. Elias? That you? Shock rippled, Elias paling, arm dropping mine like hot coal. We fled to the alley, brick scraping backs, his breath heaving. He'll talk. Panic-edged words, eyes wild. I gripped shoulders firm. Let him. We're done hiding. But doubt seated, nights after fractured. Arguments flaring hot over nothing, his silences lengthening like shadows at dusk. Winter bit early, snow blanketing sidewalks in hush, flakes melting slushy under boots. Holiday lights twinkled festive, but cheer soured. He stared unseeing at tree baubles I'd strung, ornaments clinking hollow. Call home. I ventured one eve, cocoa steaming mugs between palms. He shook head, jaw tight. They pray for my soul. Think you stole it. Laughter bitter, then tears. Hot tracks down cheeks, my shirt dampening as he buried face. Resolution brewed slow. New Year's Eve, confetti swirling Times Square on TV glow. We vowed anew. Rings simple, silver bands engraved eternal. Exchanged in bed, bodies joining celebratory. Fireworks outside echoing inner burst. No more ghosts, he gasped, eyes locked fervent. Spring thawed tentative, buds greening branches, air sweet with thaw mud and vendor hot dogs. Elias enrolled night classes, urban planning, books piling nightstand like altars. I landed a gallery spot, sketches of us abstracted, curves of back, arch of neck, earning nods from critics sipping Chardonnay. But reckoning loomed. A diocesan envoy arrived unannounced, suit crisp as starched linen, knocking insistent one drizzly morn. Elias faced him in the kitchen, coffee cold, voice steady recounting truth. Love chosen over cloth. The man left silent, door clicking final, but Elias crumpled after, knees buckling to linoleum slick. I held him, rocking, murmurs soothing till sobs ebbed to hiccups. Weeks passed taut, Mail checked wary, phone silenced nights. Then clearance, formal letter, excommunication soft-pedaled as release. Door ajar for return sans me. He burned it in the sink. Flames devouring words. Ash swirling drain. Done, he declared, turning to me, eyes clear. Kiss followed, deep and claiming, hands roaming renewed. Summer circled back, heat wave sticky. Lake beaches thrumming crowds. We picnicked on the shore, blanket rumpled, sandwiches crusty-edged, wine loosening tongues. Laughter flowed easy, his head on my thigh, fingers toying mine. Thank you, he whispered, sun gilding lashes. For the temptation. I smiled, heart full, waves lapping eternal. Yet undercurrents stirred. A parish newsletter clipping, folded in his wallet, old flock's plea for return, words aching loss. He pocketed it unseen, but I glimpsed unease flickering. Nights after, lovemaking edged urgent, his thrusts bruising, eyes distant post-glow. Just us, I'd ask, tracing spine sweat slick. Always, reply murmured, but conviction waned. Climax brewed at a diocesan retreat invite neutral ground, discernment veiled. He agonized days, pacing till boards groaned, coffee going bitter. Go, I urged finally, gut twisting. Hear them, but come back. He nodded, packing sparse, kiss a door lingering like farewell. He returned changed, eyes haunted, duffel thumping floor heavy. They want repentance. Solitude, you gone. Words landed gut punch, air thickening. And, voice cracked mine. He crossed, hands framing face tender. I chose life. You. Relief crashed, tears mingling as we fell together. Bodies affirming vows, moans echoing choice. But choice costs. Whispers followed, old friends ghosting, family calls curt. We weathered, roots deepening in city soil, love our anchor. One crisp fall dawn, walking the lake path, leaves crunching gold. He stopped, breath fogging air. Marry me proper? Ring glinted palm, simple gold. Joy surged, yes tumbling fervent, embrace sealing amid joggers blur. Wedding small, Boys Town Chapel, rainbow stole draped altar, vows exchanged tear-streaked, friends toasting with champagne fizzing bright. Night after, hotel room overlooking lights, we loved slow, reverent, his whispers liturgy new. Years spun, home bought, picket fenced in suburbs green, his firm blueprints soaring, my gallery thriving. Kids came late. Adopted twins, dark curls and giggles, bedtime stories laced faith gentle. Looking back, that first confession booth seems Ian's. Oak polished brighter, secrets lighter. Temptation? No salvation. His hand in mine now, walking same paths, breaths synced eternal. The wedding band bit into my finger that first winter in Chicago, a constant rub against the cold metal of door handles and the warmer press of Elias's palm. We'd settled into a rhythm, the city our reluctant confessor, its anonymity a balm on wounds still raw from the flight. Mornings, I'd wake to the grind of his razor in the bathroom, water pattering sink like hesitant rain, the sharp tang of aftershave cutting through sleep. He'd emerge towel-clad, droplets beading chest hair, leaning to kiss my forehead with lips cool and minty. Up, lazybones. Worlds waiting. Breakfast was ritual. Oatmeal steaming bowls, spoons clinking china, his foot hooking mine under the table in playful nudge. We'd talk futures. Vague sketches of stability, his architecture dreams sketched on napkins, my designs pinned to the fridge like hopeful flags. But undercurrents swirled. His eyes would drift to the crucifix on the wall, a remnant he couldn't discard, its silver glinting accusation in morning light. Workdays parted us gentle. I'd hole up in cafes along Milwaukee Avenue, the hiss of espresso machines underscoring keystrokes, patrons murmuring Yiddish-inflected English over bagels crisp-edged. Elias bussed tables at the Irish pub, pints foaming over with spills that soaked aprons, laughter booming from patrons slapping backs. Evenings reunited us in the walk-up's narrow kitchen, pots bubbling spaghetti sauce rich with garlic and basil from the corner market, steam fogging windows to blur the L's rumble. Intimacy deepened layers. One night, snow blanketing sills and hush, we slow danced to Coltrane vinyl crackling needle. His body swaying mine in three-quarter time, hands low on hips guiding. Feel that? He'd whisper, breath hot lobe, hardness pressing insistent. We'd tumble to the mattress, undressing deliberate, buttons popping soft, belt buckles clinking loose, exploring with mouths and murmurs, his tongue tracing hip bone hollow till I arched gasping, fingers fisting sheets threadbare. Release built tidal, crashing shared, afterglow tangled limbs and lazy kisses, the radiators hiss our lullaby. Doubts crept winter's tale. Mail brought diocese missives, envelopes crisp as fresh vows, seals unbroken till his hands shook tearing. Investigation. He'd read terse, voice flat, crumpling paper with rustle sharp. For abandonment. Nights after, sleep fractured. I'd wake to his pacing, floorboards creaking lament, shadow long in hall light spilling. What if they take it all back? Murmur edged fear, bed dipping as I pulled him down, legs entwining anchor. They can't. We built this. Spring green tentative, tulips pushing parks in bursts of red and yellow, air sweet with thaw and street pretzels salted. We ventured Boys Town festivals, rainbow parades thumping bass that vibrated ribs, floats glittering confetti that stuck hair static. Elias loosened there, arms slung shoulder casual, laughing at drag lip syncs belting Madonna warble. But eyes scanned crowds wary, ghost of old life haunting. Conflict crested May, cherry blossoms shedding pink petals like confetti ruffle. A call from his sister, voice tinny line, Midwestern lilt strained. Mom's sick, Elias. Come home. Alone. Silence stretched after hang up, phone clattering counter like dropped gauntlet. He stared unseeing at the window, rain starting patter on glass, blurring skyline to smear. I should go, he said finally, voice hollow as church echo. Rage flared unbidden, hot as stove burner forgotten. Alone? After everything. Words lashed, air thickening tension. He turned, eyes storm gray. Family, Alex. Blood. We argued fierce, voices rising till neighbors thumped ceiling protest, accusations flying like shards. His clinging to past, my jealousy choking. Door slammed his exit, footsteps pounding stairs receding, leaving me in silence ringing ears, heart thundering isolation. Hours bled. Night fell velvet, city lights winking mocking. I paced myself, mug cooling tea bitter, sketches abandoned half-formed on table.
Regret coiled gut, twisting till näsiga roes.
Midnight, key scraped lock hesitant. He returned, coat dusted rain, face etched contrite. I'm sorry. First words, arms opening. I crossed, burying face neck damp, inhaling wool and regret. Don't go without me. Reconciliation burned slow. Shower steam fogging mirror, water cascading hot as tears. His hands soaping back apologetic, thumbs kneading knots tension. We made love under spray, slippery and urgent, moans muffled tile, climax shuddering shared rinse away. He went home days later, alone as insisted, train whistle mournful pulling station. I waited vigil, city indifferent, jogging lake paths where wind whipped waves froth, sketching his face from memory, lines softening worry. Calls came sparse. She's weak, but smiling. Voice cracked once. Miss you. Return brought him hollowed. Eyes shadowed. Suitcase thumping floor heavy with grief unspoken. Mom asked about you. He confessed that night. Bed dipping weight, body curling mine spoon. Said pray for your soul. Laughter choked, tears wetting pillow. I turned, kissing eyelids salt. She doesn't know the half. Lovemaking followed gentle, reaffirming. His whispers gratitude in dark. Summer sweltered, heat mirage off pavement, ice cream trucks jingling bells melodic. We escaped to Michigan dunes, sand hot futsals, Lake Michigan blue vast. Picnics blanket rumpled, sandwiches crusty, wine loosening tongues to dreams. House with yard, maybe kids someday. His hand on belly musing, two boys rambunctious.
Laughter boibed, kish ceiling fancy.
Back city, stability rooted, promotion my firm, designs billboard bound gleaming. Elias aced exams, blueprints unfolding desk like promises. But past nipped heels. Old parishioner letter, yellowed envelope, words scrawled shaky. We forgive, Father. Return. He folded careful, drawer tucking, but I saw tremor hand. Autumn crisped leaves rustling gutters, pumpkin spice wafting cafes. Tension simmered low, arguments petty. Dishes stacked sink clatter, his late nights studying lamp glow yellow. One eve, storm raging thunder crack, lightning strobing room, words escalated. You're pulling away. Accusation mine, voice shrill over rain lash. He whirled, eyes flashing. And you're smothering. Can't breathe without your permission. Silence crashed, air electric charge. Door banged his storm out. Footsteps splashing puddles recede. I sank floor, knees draw, sobs racking silent. Hours later, key turned sheepish, he drenched, arms laden groceries piece. Pizza box grease spotted, beer cans clinking. Truce, grin sheepish, water dripping hair curl. Laughter mine watery, pull him close, clothes shedding wet slap tile. Passion reignited. Kitchen counter cool marble hip, his mouth devouring neck bruise, thrusts counterpoint to storm fade. Climax ripped vocal, names cried litany, after collapse floor giggling absurd. Winter circled resolute, holidays twinkling lights festive. Tree-strung ornaments clink, his gift, sketchbook leather-bound, pages crisp. Mine, drafting set engraved, builder of dreams. Tears his, kiss deepening gratitude. New Year dawned champagne fizz, resolutions whispered bed. More patience, deeper trust. Spring followed bloom, our love resilient, roots delving deeper city concrete. Yet reckoning whispered, diocese summons formal, envelope official seal. Final hearing, he read grave, hand mine squeeze. End it proper, I nodded, heart steel. Together, we faced it united. Subway rattle to loop, suits crisp, hands linked defiant. Chambers wood-paneled, air musty paper, bishop stern behind desk mahogany. Words exchanged measured. His choice affirmed, love declared unashamed. Gavel metaphorical fell, absolution conditional, door closed gentle. Outside, sun slanting gold. We walked arm in arm, city hours unchallenged. Free, he breathed, kiss public bold, passers-by indifferent blur. Life unfolded tapestry, house bought Evanston, yard green swing creek. Twins adopted curly chaos, bedtime giggles light. Elias father gentle, stories Bible-tinged fable. I captured moment sketch, gallery walls proud. Years gilded, his hair silver full, my lines laugh-etched. Lake walks handhold, waves eternal witness. Temptation first, now foundation, sin transmuted grace. The Evanston house settled around us like a well-worn coat, its creaks and drafts familiar as Elias's morning cough over the percolator's gurgle. Twins Jamie and Riley tore through rooms like whirlwinds, their laughter high and piercing, scattering Legos underfoot that crunched treacherous. I'd trip, cursing soft, while Elias scooped them up, beard tickling cheeks in raspberry blows that dissolved to squeals. Papa's got you, he'd rumble, eyes crinkling corners. The word papa, still foreign on his tongue but fitting like gloves stretched. Weekends blurred domestic. Farmers' market bags bulging zucchini green and tomato ripe, juice staining fingers sticky. Kitchen chaos reigned, pasta boiling steam fog, kids finger painting sauce faces on dough, flour dusting air powder. Elias conducted with apron tied loose, humming hymns secularized, his baritone weaving harmony over clatter. Evenings, bath time splash wars, rubber ducks quacking protest, then stories piled bed, his voice lulling lows till eyelids drooped heavy. Intimacy carved quiet pockets. After bedtime hush, wine glasses clinking toast, we'd slip to the den, fire crackling logs pop. Couch sagged under weight, his hand thigh tracing lazy, heat building slow. Still tempt me, he'd murmur, lips neck nuzzle stubble rasping delicious. Lovemaking followed unhurried, bodies known terrain, size mapping paths well-trod, climax soft wave rather than crash, afterglow murmurs plans tomorrow. Work balance tether. My studio downtown, commute train sway lulling, designs digital bloom screens. Elias's firm sprawled loop high-rise, blueprints unrolling vast, his nameplate brass gleam. Dinners debriefed, his client pitch-nailed, voice animated gesture broad. My deadline met, relief exhale long. But undercurrent hummed. Old habits died hard, his Bible cracked occasional, pages whispering psalms dust. Summer vacations anchored memory. Road trip badlands, minivan stuffed gear, kids' car seat strapped anthem off-key. Dust roads bumped suspension groan, prairie's vast gold wave wind.
Campfires krackled marshmallow char, stories ghost tall till skivers hudle.
One night, stars blanket thick, kids slumber tent zip, we lay blanket wool, his head chest pillow. Remember the lake? Whisper his, fingers mine lace. I nodded, throat tight. Our Genesis. Kiss starlit, bodies joining earth cool, moans muffled night hush. Fall brought harvest fair echoes, corn maze Evanston Park, stalks rustle whisper, kids dash giggle lost. Elias hoisted Jamie shoulder perch, laughter boom free. But a face from past, parishioner wandered, eyes widen recognition. Father? Elias? Stumble words, hand extend awkward. He shook firm, smile polite. Just Elias now, family man. Escape polite, but later, truck rumble home, silence heavy. Stirred it up, he admitted, will grip white. I squeezed knee reassure. Past's echo, we harmony now. Winter holidays glowed tradition. Tree lot pine sap sticky, needles prick drag, ornaments heirloom clink branch. Baking gingerbread dough roll pin thump, kids lick bowl batter sweet. Church, neutral, Unitarian candlelight, carols swell voice join tentative. Elias's tenor blended, eyes mine catch spark. Conflict simmered subtle. Twin school play, shepherd rolls tiny robes, our front row proud. Principal corner after, voice low honeyed. Appreciate support, but rumors from back home. Careful with the boys. Words landed gut ice, Elias face stone. Drive home fogged, kids backseat slumber soft. They know, he said flat, turn signal tick accusatory. Rage mind boiled. Bigots, we'll fight. Meeting convened kitchen steam soup pot bubble, lawyer friend Zoom screen pixel. Advice crisp. Document, community ally, writes ironclad Illinois. Elias nodded resolve, but nights after, sleep evade, his toss sigh ragged. Want normal for them, murmur dark, arm mine cling. Love-making solace, urgent, reclaiming, his thrusts a firm boundary, gasps mine anchor. Spring bloomed resilient, cherry petals drift pink snow. School relented grumble, diversity training mandated, whispers die hush. We celebrated park picnic, blanket checkered, kids chase frisbee arc, laughter free. Summer circled zenith, anniversary 10th, Lake cabin rent memory. Drive wind window, kids query endless why. Shore gravel crunch, water lap gentle. Bonfire beach driftwood snap. Dinner foil trout char lemon, wine cork pop fizz. After kids campfire lull, we walk dusk path pine needle soft, hand swing casual. 10 years temptation, he teased. Pull me close tree bark rough back. Kiss deepened hunger, hands roam familiar, but pause breath hitch. Love you eternal. Words seal, bodies dune shelter join, waves chorus climax cry. Fall deep in shade, leaves mulch foot squish. Elias's project landmark, community center blueprint, inclusive design rainbow flag pole. Groundbreaking ceremony shovel bite earth, his speech boom proud, eyes mine seek approval glow. Winter wrapped cozy, snow globe world, sled hills whoop slide. Holidays amplified, twins choir angel wing, our video capture tear. But letter arrived eve Christmas, envelope diocese seal faded. Elias opened hearth fire roar, words blur. Invitation return, prodigal welcome. Conditions veiled, celibacy reclaim, past erase. Silence tomb, paper curl flame devour slow. Burn it all, he said final, poker stir ash glow. Turn to me, eyes clear steel. This my church, embrace fierce, tears salt kiss, bed weight affirmation. Love-making worship, bodies pray thanks. New Year resolution. Family trip Italy, passport stamp eager. Plane hum altitude, kids window press nose cloud fluff. Rome cobble echo step, Colosseum shadow vast history.
Vatican?
Skipped deliberate instead gelato drip chin laugh.
Florence bridge kistórist, Venice gondola svili könellap.
Return grounded fuller, twins tails school spin, our photos frame mantle gleam. Life tapestry wove tight. Elias mentor young architects, voice guide steady. My exhibit solo, canvases us abstract emotion raw. Yet milestone loomed. Twins teen awkward, voices crack question. Why no mom? Jamie blunt dinner fork stab potato mash. Elias pause, fork midway, eyes mine bridge. Love chose us. 2 dads. Full enough. Riley nod shy. Yeah, cool. Hug pile chair scrape. Laughter dissolve tension sweet. Summer farewell youth. Beach bonfire. Kids surfboard wipeout splash. Our lounge chair creak beer cap hiss. Elias arm drape shoulder weight. Proud.
Visper mine, sunset pint ski 4.
Fall college tour. Dorms echo empty. Heartsache pang. Drop-off day tear streak. Hug crush bone. Drive home quiet radio hum soft. Empty nest echoed hollow, but freedom bloomed. Travel spontaneous. Paris cafe croissant flake. Tokyo neon pulse hand hold. Home projects. Garden till soil rich, herbs scent air fresh. Winter silvered hair full, lines wisdom etch. Holidays quiet now, table set 2, candles flicker warm. Reflection porch swing creak, blanket will lap, his head shoulder nest. Best's in, he murmur, kiss temple soft. Spring eternal, cherry renew our love vintage wine deep. Lake walk annual, waves same lap, but steps sink effortless. Forever temptation, tease mine, pull laugh. Years grace, grandkids eventual. Tiny hands grasp, cycles renew. Elias grandpa gentle, stories embellish tall. I capture sketch, lines softer age. Legacy, not cloth, but love woven. Threads temptation to tapestry enduring. Sin, myth dispelled dawn light true. Grandkids arrived whirlwind, pudgy fists clutching our fingers as they toddled uneven across the Evanston lawn, now patchy with their romps. Little Mia, with her mop of curls inherited from Riley's wife, tugged Elias's pant leg insistent. Gamma! Up! He'd hoist her high, baritone chuckle rumbling deep, spinning slow till squeals pierced air crisp autumn. Jamie's boy, Theo, more solemn, perched my knee sketchpad open. Crayon scribble wild while I guided line gentle. See? Curve like wave. Family swelled Sundays. Potluck sprawl table grown. Turkey carve knife slice juicy. Sides casserole bubble cheese brown. Laughter layered. Elias's tales seminary tall. Now harmless punchline. Kids updates career climb. Voices confident echo youth hours. Toasts clink glass chime. Wine swirl legs deep. His eyes mine catch across chaos. Wink subtle spark undimmed. Nights post feast. Dishes suds slosh sink warm. Grandkids slumber guest room snore soft. We'd retreat deck string lights glow soft. Adirondack chairs creak settle. Blanket drape lap shared. His hand thigh rest familiar. Full house. Murmur his head tilt mine shoulder nest. Stars prick velvet. Crickets chirp fade season. Air chill nipping nose. Kiss follow natural. Lips soft map known. Heat kindle slow despite years. Intimacy evolved art. Bedroom door click latch. Candle flicker shadow dance wall. Undress mutual buttons slip easy. Fabric whisper pool floor. Bodies changed. His belly softened gentle. My joints protest faint. But touch reverent. Mouths explore crease new. Sighs draw lengthened. Lovemaking symphony seasoned. Crescendo build deliberate. Climax bloom rather rush. Afterglow linger talk whisper dream revisit. Travel beckoned freer. RV rumble southwest. Canyons red vast echo. Campfires crackle sage smoke curl. Grandkids rotate join. Mia fossil hunt rock chip tinkle. Theo stargaze scope where focus. Elias navigate map fold crackle. Voice direction calm. Left at the butte. Stops impromptu. Hot spring steam rise mineral tang. Soak ache ease. Bodies buoyant weightless. Conflict rarefied gentle. Health scare his. Doc office wait sterile buzz. EKG beep steady. Artery narrow. Verdict terse. Stent schedule blade cold. Hospital post-op beep monitor. His hand mind squeeze weak. Eyes fog pain med. Not done yet. Rasp tube pull. Recovery home bed prop. Soup broth steam mild. My vigil chair scrape night. Tough priest. Tease mind spoon feed. Tear betray fear. Laughter his wheeze. Tougher lover. Spring rebound bloom. Walks lake path gravel crunch. His stride match mine unhurried. Grateful. Confess bench would warp sit. Water lap bench leg. Hand hold palm crease red. Everyday gift. Summer zenith grandkids camp. Woods tent zip dawn bird trill. Elias fire build twig snap dry. Stories ghost hoot owl mimic. Nights after tuck sleeping bag rustle. We'd hammock sway net. Bodies cradle close. Stars canopy wink. Remember storms? Whisper his. Finger trace scar faint. Nod mine. Kiss deepen memory. Love reaffirm canvas sky. Fall harvest kin. Orchard apple pluck basket thump ripe. Cider press gurgle foam. Thanksgiving table heirloom plate clink. Grace his voice steady thanks we've include all.
Laughter toast. Piekrast flak cinnamon worm.
Winter hush snow globe spin. Grandkids sled hill whoosh. Mittens wet thaw drip. Holidays hearth fire roar. Stockings toe hook mantle. His lap Santa throne. Ho ho belly shake jolly. New Year quiet. Balcony city distant. Champagne pop cork dance. Kiss midnight toll chime. To us, toast glass touch ring. Eyes reflect light promise. Travel winter escape. Hawaii sand white toe berry. Waves turquoise curl foam. Luau pig spit turn smoke savory. Hula sway hip roll. His hand waist guide clumsy step laugh. Beach walk barefoot print wash tide. Sunset paint horizon flame. Bodies cabana shade join. Salt skin slick. Moans mingle surf roar. Spring home renew. Garden plot till fork bite earth damp. Seeds press furrow hope. Herbs sprout green tender. Kitchen chop board thwack fresh. Summer circuit family. Riley's grad ceremony cap toss air flutter. Jamie promotion speech podium echo proud. Elias arm link mine seat. Whisper our boy's throat lump. Fall reflection. Twins visit empty. Wine pour swirl. Talk path wind meander. Regrets. Ask mine glass stem twist. Pause his gaze distant. None. You temptation best. Smile mine hand cover reassure. Winter deepens. Doc check annual. Clear bill nod approve. Strong hearts. Quip doc chart flip. Drive home radio tune soft. His hum along baritone warm. Grandkids milestone. Mia school first. Backpack strap sag heavy. Tears lip bite brave. Elias kneel eye level. Conquer, kiddo. Theo bar mitzvah adopted right blend. Synagogue chant Hebrew roll. Our pew back support silent. Summer legacy. Elias retire plaque firm gleam. Speech humble crowd clap thunder. Home party yard string light bob. Toasts flow beer foam head. Fall book his pen. Memoir draft page turn whisper. Our story, sanitized. I edit red mark gentle. Truth. Love.
Pu bớt quyệt. Xính mình cà phê mu mu phan.
Winter close. Snowfall feather soft. Window frost etch fern. Bed prop pillow fluff. His read aloud verse psalm twist secular. Rest. Murmur mine hand stroke brow smooth. Spring eternal. Cherry burst pink confetti. Walk arm link slow. Forever. Ask his bench pause. Eternal. Affirm mine kiss seal. Years grace silver. Grandkids teen awkward. Advice seek nod wise. Elias grandpa sage. Stories embellish I roll fond. Summer circle. Lake cabin annual. Now grandkids helm boat chug wake white. Bonfire same, but faces new glow firelight. Fall harvest soul. Orchard alone. Apple bite crisp juice run chin. Full circle. He say basket set ground thump. Winter hearth. Fire poker stir ember glow. Blanket shared knee. Best life. Confess his head lap pillow. Nod mine. Finger hair silver comb. Temptation first dawn. Now sunset gold. Sin myth. Love truth enduring. The years after retirement folded soft as flannel sheets aired sun warm. Elias's days unspooling lazy in the Evanston garden. Trowel turning soil dark and loamy. Knees padded kneel pad sink. He'd hum old hymns stripped sacred. Baritone rumble be buzz a company. While I watched from kitchen window steam tea kettle whistle shrill. Heart swell quiet at the sight. His back bent devotion new. Hair white crown halo unintended. Grandkids barrel in unannounced. Bikes tire squeal driveway gravel. Demanding, Grandpa's stories. He'd oblige porch swing creek chain. Tails spin yarn loose. Midwest boyhood mischief. City escape veiled adventure. Always ending love finds way. Afternoons we drive aimless. Old Ford hum engine faithful. Windows crack breeze ruffle hair. Stop swim. Ice cream parlor bell jingle door. Cones drip vanilla melt tongue. His laugh boyish smear napkin wipe. Or bookstore aisle dust motes dance light slant. Fingers trail spine select. This one poetry. For us. Evenings. Reading chair wingback groan settle. His voice cadence verse flow. Words weave intimacy ink. Nights deepen treasure. Bedroom lamp shade glow amber. Book set nightstand thump soft. His hand quest mine dark fumble. Undress ritual nightshirt button pearl slip. Fabric sigh slide skin. Bodies map memory wrinkles trace tender joints creak forgive. Lovemaking whisper. Kisses feather light. Touches linger ache sweet. Climax sigh shared gentle. Afterglow breath sink slow. Travel whim now. Train click track sway. Rocky's vista window frame vast. His head shoulder nap doze. Stops quaint. Boulder cafe brew hop bitter. Trail hike boot crunch pine needle. Overlook perch rock warm. Kiss wind gust tousle. Conflict whisper faint. Doc visit annual. Stethoscope cold chest press. Heart murmur. note chart scribble. Echo pass scare, but med adjust pill rattle bottle walks prescribed step count beep insistent. Slow us down. Tease mine park bench would slat dig back. Shake head his grin crinkle eye. Savor more. Summer peak grandkids. Beach house rent Jersey Shore. Waves crash foam salt spray. Boogie board wipe out tumble laugh. Elias builds sandcastle turret topple wave lick. Kids rebuild moat dig frantic. Bonfire night log crackle marshmallow stick char black. Ghost stories huddle close shiver feign. Fall color blaze. Leaf peep Vermont drive trees flame red orange his camera click shutter snap frame capture.
Inkoilt bed sink fedder. Lovemaking 4 hart roar reflect skin flush.
Winter nest. Snow shovel scrape drive clear. Cocoa mug steam marshmallow float. Grandkids visit fort build sheet drape chair. Holidays tree ornament hook memory tag. His remember this? Jingle bell tiny hand. Spring awaken. Bulbs push earth crack. Crocus purple brave. Garden glove soil smear hand. His prune rose thorn prick drop blood bead. Bandage wrap gentle kiss blow. Summer renew. Family reunion lake same. Now generations layer. Twins uncle tease. Grandkids cousin chase tag. Boat rental chug motor putt. Water ski tow rope taut pull. His spotter thumb up signal. Fall reflect. Twins empty nester echo. Wine deck pour swirl. Proud dads. Toast glass chime. His eyes mist. You made possible. Winter deep. Flu knock bed prop. Soup broth ladle steam. His care nurse fuss cluck. Recovery couch nap head lap pillow. Fingers card hair thin. New Year dawn. Balcony frost rim glass. Champagne flute bubble rise. Kiss toll clock strike. Endless chapters. Murmur his arm waist circle. Travel spring. Japan cherry sakura drift pedal boat row paddle dip. Temple bell gong resonate deep. Summer legacy. Elias speak school assembly. Voice steady youth ear. Love brave choice. Applause swell hall echo my seat back proud tear. Fall harvest inner. Memoir sequel draft page rustle. Our now. Title scrawl bold. Edit mine pencil scratch suggest. Publish launch cafe murmur sign. Winter close circle. Grandkids college tour dorm sterile sniff. His advice chase heart. Hug crush brief. Spring eternal bloom. Walk lake path familiar. Waves lap unchanged. His step falter faint. Arm link steady. Bench pause would weather silver. Tired good tired. Confess breath short. Summer fade gentle. Cabin last. Grandkids helm full. Bonfire his chair throne. Stories voice thin weave. Fall leaf fall slow. Orchard basket light fill. Apple bite crunch juice sweet. His chew deliberate savor. Winter hearth final. Fire dim ember fade. Blanket weight lap heavy. His hand mine hold loose. Best temptation. Whisper I close flutter. Nod mine throat lump. Eternal resistless. Dawn break window pale. Breath cease rattle soft. Room still clock tick alone. Grief tsunami crash. Days blur tissue shred. Night's bed cold indent empty. Funeral chapel pew would hard kneel. Eulogy mine voice crack share. He chose love. Every dawn. Spring return reluctant. Garden we choke bloom. His trowel rust shelf. Grandkids help pull root stubborn. For grandpa. Dirt smear cheek tear track. Summer heel slow. Lake solo row or dip splash. Waves whisper memory. Fall color vivid his absence. Leaf rake pile burn smoke curl sky. Winter first alone. Snow fall silent. Hearth fire solo log crackle. But legacy pulse. Bookshelf worn. Grandkids read aloud voice mimic baritone. Twins call check, holding. Affirm mine. Strong, like him. Years grace widow. Travel echo. Italy gelato drip his laugh ghost ear. Love endures echo. Temptation first sin, now saint memory, resistless forever. In quiet moments, lake shore stand, waves lap foot wet, feel his hand ghost palm. Miss you, whisper wind carry, sunset paint gold promise, heart full sweet, life gift, love eternal.